So looking at trade possibilities for JT Miller, a lot of people are saying trade back to New York for Braden Schneider would be a good idea. It's not a bad idea. He's 20 years old, right-handed, two-way defenseman. I don't know. I think they need to restock the prospect shelf. Just trade him for a first. Draft two decent players. A lot of people want Owen Pickering. Is that his name? Owen Pickering? Sure, it is now. But I also like the idea of keeping your 15th and then taking the first you got for JT Miller and then just trading up and getting Kevin Korchinski. I think Kevin Korchinski might be one of those players that you look back and there's like, well, he should have went fucking first overall. And like, I definitely prefer they'd never even traded JT Miller. There's going to be a big hole in their top six if they trade him. And like, you don't know what Kuzmenko's going to do. You have no idea if he's going to be any good at all. I'm just trying to think, like I've been going over ways like they can somehow keep Miller and sign Horvat while keeping your team good and also improving your team. And it's just like, it's not going to happen unless someone takes a good discount. And then you got to re-sign Pettersson the year after that. Like, what if he has a fucking amazing year, blows up, has a fucking 100-point season and he wants $10 million? Well, I guess we're kind of fucked after that. That Oliver Ekman-Larsson contract really fucked everything up. It's almost like Jim Benning was like, I know I'm on my way out. Like, I know I'm fucking fired next year. I'm going to fuck over Vancouver and trade for OEL. But I got to make it believable. So I'll get Connor Garland too. Yeah, they're kind of in a weird position right now. Like, ideally, you'd want them to take a step back. But, like, no one's getting younger. They're in a win right now stage with their core. It's like it's a young man's game. Like, your prime isn't late 20s anymore. It's mid 20s. I do not envy Patrick Allvin. That's why he's making the big bucks, though. Isn't it, Patrick? And, like, you need a top four defenseman. That's why I like that Brendan Schneider trade. Oh, it's Braden Schneider. I've been calling him Brendan like a goddamn fool. But then you trade for Braden Schneider and then, like, there's a huge hole in your top six and you're relying on people who've never played in the NHL to fill in for JT Miller, who scored 100 points last year. And then you're relying on Vasily Podkolzin to take a huge step forward too. Same with Nils Hoglander. Like, who the fuck knows if he's even going to be a top six forward. I thought about, like, you could trade Pearson and Dickinson and save like a little over $5 million. And that way you could re-sign Horvat and Miller. But then when Pettersson needs his extension, and Podkolzin and Kuzmenko might also want raises, you might be a little fucked then. But then I say, well, maybe you could... That's when Tyler Myers' contract's off the books. But then you just lost a top four defenseman. And you need top four defensemen more than anything right now. And you could then say, well, trade Connor Garland for... just to get rid of some cap. Well, then, who's in your fucking top six? Like... It's just solving one problem creates another problem with this fucking team. Unless they could somehow get rid of OEL's contract, which is not going to happen. Who the fuck in the NHL wants that terrible contract? Like, he's a great defenseman, but not for a little over $7 million a year. His fucking contract expires when Quinn Hughes' contract expires, for fuck's sakes. I'd like to know when it's a good time to buy that out, because that definitely seems like it's going to happen unless he has some kind of resurgency. Yeah, it's going to be a interesting week. We'll see what Patrick Allvin does. Okay, bye.